Welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller on Tuesday, August 10th. Thanks for being here. You know what we have in the sky today? I think we've had, this might make 5 of these since July 17th. I went back and looked at the date. I'll let you think about it while we're talking about something else. We've had 5 of them now in the sky since mid-July. I don't recall, but I don't think we've had 5 of these since I started doing the podcast in 2019. So it's like all of a sudden. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. I wanted to talk about the other big aspect, though, and that is Mercury is opposing Jupiter today. The actual aspect is not until evening in the U.S. Time zones, 9:19 p.m. Eastern. But it will be applying all day. So this is one of those days that we talk about on here quite a bit where the count to 5 principle could be in play here. So while, yes, Mercury and Jupiter related to each other could expand travel, the square aspect could also make it a little scratchy. So while you might be willing and ready to be quite verbose today, it could be misperceived. So think before sending the email, or this will be a great time to just put it in the draft folder and come back to it later, maybe tomorrow even, or Thursday even. Mercury rules fast. This won't be around long, but it is there, and it is worth noting. Our moon is in Virgo, about in the middle of the sign today, so it will transition through there the rest of today and move into Libra tomorrow. If you had a sudden urge to do house chores over the weekend or yesterday, now you know why. Now, to circle back, have you thought about what we're talking about that we've had 5 of now? I think this would be 5. That's an unofficial count. It's the yod. Now, some would argue with me on this, and I get why. I totally get it. The orbs are a little bit wide. In order to get this yod, you have to have a little wider orbs than typically you would want on a yod. So we'll call this a loose yod. But the theme of the yod is the same as it has been, doing karmic business. Remember, the yod is like the witch's hat, right? The tall pyramid. At the base, Chiron, and that's again why some people might argue whether Chiron should be included in a yod, and I get that too. Like I said, this one's a stretch, but it's there, so I wanted to point it out. Chiron on one side, Saturn on the other, that's the base. And up at the top, the 2 pinnacle planets would be the moon and Mars. And yesterday we talked about Mars also still in that square aspect with the nodes of the moon, which is called being at the bending of the nodes. So Mars in this karmic projection has just a really prominent position right now. And, of course, with a yod, the pinnacle planet, the one that the witch's hat is pointing up to, gets the attention from the other 2. So you can really easily paint this picture. Saturn, Lord Karma, Chiron, the wounded healer, that thing that we, like Chiron the centaur in mythology, kind of dragged through the rest of his life when his foot was injured. That's what we drag through our incarnation. It seems like we're always somehow bumping into it and dealing with it. Well, now we're pointing up there to Mars, which has a little hat. It's kind of like the little hat within a hat, because Mars then has those aspects to the nodes of the moon, which is saying, let's really get this done. Let's put some power into facing these challenges. Let's move on it. Let's roll. That's what I was saying in our Facebook group Sunday night, is like the energy is there now for us to be dealing with these things. At the same time, Mars has a shadow, and it doesn't take about 10 ticks of Mars before you get to the shadow, and that is it will kill or be killed, the warrior side, or it will just get angry. So it could be that we're resisting this process, and we're even getting upset with the fact that it's even there. And again, from Sunday night, I was saying that one of the reasons why on planet Earth our hidden stuff is locked away in places like the South Node and Chiron and Saturn and Pluto and these areas, these pockets of the chart, is because if they were big and bold and out there like Mars or like Jupiter, we humans in this construct of Earth couldn't handle it. It's too heavy. It's too much. But remember, I'm going to back up because we are under Saturn and Pluto from January 12, 2020. And this is a big, long, massive generational shift. So these are the subcurrents within the big ocean. The big ocean is Saturn-Pluto. The subcurrents are things like these yachts. We've had 5 of them, and they've all been along the same theme. We've had the Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, and the Moon at the top, and we've had Chiron, Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto at the base. And I will tell you, you don't have to take an astrology course to kind of figure that out. That's all about acting on karma. It's dealing with our past. That's the energy that's out there right now. So if you've been feeling the heaviness, and I know a lot of you have, stay with it. Just invite it. Breathe. Yes, it is heavy. I get it. I've been there. I went through a year and a half, 2 years of just panic sweats every morning. Every single morning. There are tools, and that's what these podcasts are about. Go over and check out Subconscious Mind Mastery, too. I start at the beginning. I tell how I dealt with it in there. We'll get you through. We will get us all through. We're all feeling it. Sending you love. There is a positive side. The positive side is work with it. Work with it. You'll resolve stuff in this lifetime that you have not resolved in centuries of lifetimes. I really believe that. I really, really believe that. All right. We're going to count to 5 today, all day. I shouldn't have said any of that. Goodness sakes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Love you.